We have Jonathan Bharat, CIO at ETO Markets joining in. Jonathan, welcome to the show and always a pleasure to speak to you at NDTV Profit. We're talking of the communication that's happening between Trump and Xi Jinping. Firstly, with the meeting, they've agreed to cut tariffs on China by 10%. That is what we're picking up. And this is in return for Beijing's commitment on soybeans, rare earth exports and fentanyl. Your initial comments?
Look, I think it's quite positive, but I think the most important thing is we're dealing with Trump. Everything seems to be great, or everything seems to be nice and rosy. He does report that there's lots of good things happening. I think the devil will be in the detail as to what the market actually feels. It's very good, I think, and very positive that the two are having talks, and I think that is a feather in the camp of Donald Trump, to be over there and talking to Xi Jinping in order to try and resolve some of their differences. I am encouraged on a few fronts, particularly the rare earths, and I do think that it's positive. But as I said, the devil will be in the details. When you do look at the markets, you can see that they're taking them with a little bit of positiveness. So let's see what happens. But overall, I think the consensus on the trade issues are quite positive.
Jonathan, with regards to one particular update coming in that US extends suspension of 24% reciprocal tariffs for the next 1 year. What does this exactly mean for Indian markets or global markets as a whole?
Well, I think the one thing is that if you're suspending those types of discussions, the market is a little bit concerned. But it is a way forward. I think we really have to see that Trump, as he said, would visit China in April next year. So I guess you'll take it from there and take it from that lead. But I do think that the fact that they are talking, the fact that they've talked a lot about a lot of things, in my mind suggests that there's open communications, and to me that's a positive thing.
Okay, so Jonathan, let's understand now. What everyone in the Indian markets or even the FIs are waiting out is the overhang that tariffs would have when it comes to the Indian markets, and hence we've been in a consolidation phase over here. Now, what is that key message, according to you, that investors should read between the lines when it comes to the commentary that we've seen what's happened between US and China? Is that commentary suggesting that probably when it comes to the tariff deal with India as well, we will settle down at what the street is talking about, that 15-16% kind of tariffs, or the overhang still looms? What is the message that you're picking up?
Look, I think the most important thing across the board are the deals that have been done. Trump is a deal maker, and I think that to me is a positive thing. I think one word of caution across the board, which the market will be focused on, I certainly am, is I still haven't seen the impact of the tariffs feed directly through to inflations in various economies. I think once we see that, we'll get a big picture as to see how the Trump administration will react. If we do start to see, and of course we did get movements on interest rates yesterday, and I think this is interesting because that will probably be the last one for a while. But if inflation starts to pick up as a result of the tariffs, then I think you'll find more deals will be done a lot quicker.
Okay. Jonathan, one more question I have for you is, they've said that the US will suspend its Section 301 investigations against China's maritime, logistics and shipbuilding industries for the next 1 year. And following the US suspension of these measures, China will also go ahead and suspend its countermeasures against the US for the next 1 year. Now, this does come in as an interim relief if you're just talking about the next 12 months. That's one. And number two, when you're talking about even with both the sides, what they've said is they've affirmed the results of the Madrid trade consultations, with the US making positive commitments in areas such as investment and China working with the US to properly resolve issues related to TikTok. So, the give and take is very different over here, number one. And two, you're just talking from a 1 year perspective. Do you think this is just an interim, and after 1 year, this overhang will still remain?
Oh, look, I think the fact that they're talking about their differences is the important thing. 12 months is a short time in the markets, as we know, and there's a lot of water that needs to come under in terms of general economics. I think we've got to really look at the fact of where the Chinese economy is and where the US economy is, and China's economy is spluttering. So I think deals will be done that will be pro, but as we know, Trump is a deal maker. And I think for everyone to spend in certain parts and coming to the table, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, I think it's positive for the general consensus for the global economy, where you've seen two of the superpowers getting together and actually coming up with an arrangement that hopefully will work.
Okay, Jonathan, thank you so much for bringing us those insights and, of course, taking out the time and speaking with us at NDTV Profit. The general consensus suggests that overall this development is good for the global markets as a whole.